Hello, this is Michael Pelton. I created this video to discuss the challenges that our community faces today. Who am I? I'm a resident of Windham and I'm raising my family here. I have a diverse employment history which includes emergency preparedness planning, event planning, and I've been an instructor in various fields. It should be noted that this video is a broad overview. If you'd like further detail, please feel free to pause the slides and read the slides as they are much more detailed. In this video, I'm going to discuss the Windham of today, the goals of the Alliance Initiative, outline the plan, discuss the budget, discuss how we might consider organizing this initiative, and what the potential result of this organization and implementation of the initiative might be. If you wish to watch this video in segments, I've referenced several timestamps below. Where we stand today. Our town is full of division and conflict. We have a town with low numbers of young families. We have an increased number of aging populations. Our school has low enrollment. Few town-led public services. We have few areas within our town where residents can gather and enjoy. And the ones that we do have, we are not using to their fullest. We have a lack of community cohesiveness. We have a population of residents who do not fully live in town, as there is quote-unquote nothing here. We must travel to other towns to accomplish what we need to support our family, whether that's work or play or simply to go get food. Our public relations in the surrounding area is not in a positive way. We have lots of negative editorials, and news is consistent about how our town is fighting again. We have a decreased economic outlook and clearly have an unsustainable future as a town if we continue on our current path and trajectory. In order to ensure the success and future of our town, we need to organize collectively. I asked the Select Board and other town leaders to initiate a multifaceted initiative to address town cohesiveness and support. I ask that in every meeting henceforth we ask ourselves what we are doing to encourage community cohesiveness. We have a vast community full of educated and experienced citizens. Let's use our skills collectively to tackle the challenges placed before us. To start the conversation, I've outlined an extensive conceptual plan to revitalize Windham. I call it the Alliance Initiative. The objectives of the Alliance Initiative are to inspire, stimulate, and educate our community, inspire local business, repair the outside perception of the town, provide services in public spaces without breaking the bank, bring out-of-town events here for our community to enjoy, rebrand the town to build momentum towards the future, to recognize and draw on the years of hard work that the town committees have spent forming the existing town plan, ensure that we are providing for our town during times of emergency and hardship, and to put our town on the map using methods to address environmental stewardship, supporting our true education reform, and embracing the community's needs. The Alliance has 6 areas of focus: to inspire local businesses, education and community participation, community spaces, community safety, security, health and prosperity, environmental stewardship, and the Windham Operator's Manual. Each exploratory group or committee should be comprised of community members or stakeholders who have expertise in a field or are inspired to learn and participate. Once we've established 6 exploratory groups, I believe it would be appropriate for the groups to meet once a month and for the group chairs to have a separate meeting once per month to coordinate and review goals, to reduce overlap, and ensure that they're exploring efficient uses of resources and purchases. In addition, I believe it would be appropriate for the chairs to report back monthly to the Select Board for oversight. Exploratory groups should consider: what is our current town plan or policy? How have we addressed these issues in the past? Is our current approach providing sufficient service, or is it being represented or conveyed well? What have we learned from the past in our current plans? What can we do to provide a more effective service to our residents? How do we approach this in a cost-effective way? What's the actual cost of what we want to do, and what can we do to mitigate the costs? And we should always consider, are there funds or resources available via grants, donations, or through community action? The outline. The concepts and ideas that I propose support the community's prosperity, support the cohesiveness of our community, and are tried and true methods that other towns and communities have found successful in their towns and communities. Local businesses add value to our communities. They provide for economic prosperity of individuals and for families. They stimulate the town economy and prosperity. Inspiring local business can be achieved by looking at locations, communication, providing business skills, providing access to technology and the meeting house kitchen. Self-funding models of support will allow for the increased revenue in order for us to provide financial support for our local businesses. Supporting wellness, education, and community participation shifts the direction of our prosperity. Education fuels upward economic mobility. Community participation adds to community cohesiveness. Furthermore, it can support community members economically, emotionally, and socially. Creating new ways to educate and support our citizens can market our town in a positive light. We can make our town a more desirable place to live and raise families. It can invigorate and increase our population and stabilize our town's school and tax structure. To support this, we must bring our town together. I propose reviewing an idea such as a noon bell and a 6 p.m. bell, defining our community with a flag or symbol, and reviewing and proposing a mission statement or value statement. As well, it would be appropriate to review and promote wellness activities and get-togethers and events like fairs. We can leverage education in our community. Community members can educate and share their skills at the Learning Hub. Community members of all ages could take the classes. The classes could provide benefits to the community at zero or minimal cost to the community or the participant. Classes could provide a service to the town, its residents, or the community. For instance, a Master Gardener's class might produce a community garden. This might in turn feed the neighborhood and provide a product for a canning class. The canning class could produce canned product to be sold at a market or even the meeting house. This could in turn help self-fund this project. Supporting children's educational growth within our community can lead towards prosperity. Enrichment and education programs held at the Hub can be utilized to support our public school. In addition, Hub enrichment programs can be available to the surrounding area for a nominal fee, supporting the Hub's financial security. As we move towards school choice, consider true and free access to education to include home education for our youngest citizens. Families make choices to homeschool their children for a variety of reasons, to include religious reasons. Finding ways to assist families funding this education can offset their curriculum costs and yearly evaluation costs, ensuring that their children receive the best possible education. We can encourage homeschoolers to participate in the school meal program, helping to support our public school meal program. Community service or a Windham history requirement can be utilized in exchange for this funding assistance. These groundbreaking ideas will revolutionize the education system in our town and effectively remarket our town in a productive and positive light. Supporting the education of our citizens will draw younger and more diverse families into our town, promoting the number of families and increasing the diversity and stability of our town, along with the resiliency of our population. Both the Hub and the enrichment program can include a large variety of educational skills and classes taught by our community as a whole. Really, the sky is the limit. It is all based on what our community is willing and able to provide, given our experience and professional skills base. A town which supports local enjoyment, stimulates the local economy. It encourages people to spend quality time together within their town as a community. Public spaces provide fun areas for community members to enjoy their town, interact with others, ways and opportunities for us to interact with each other, to create spaces to participate in community events, further drawing cohesiveness within the community. And it opens doors to knowledge, ideas, culture, and enjoyment. You may ask yourself where we would put community space. The town does have the meeting house and the town office. There is also access to tax sale properties, area behind the center cemetery, forest land, conservation land, Class 4 roads and trails, potential access to some private land, of course, as well. We must, if we choose to develop public spaces, make considerations for respecting privacy and the tranquility of our community. In addition, if we choose to develop the meeting house, we must do so with the history and the original meeting house's builder's vision in mind. What kinds of public space might we explore? Small venues with areas for music and community music events, festival or recreational field venues such as a Founders Day, a Fair Day, neighborhood seclusion spots with benches and picnic tables and community gardens, water venues, access to Burby Pond or some other similar location, a dog-friendly park, trails and experiences to encourage environmental conservation and stewardship, hikes and tours, public access spaces to provide locations for small businesses to sell their goods, like access for food carts and market tents. I would suggest looking at the Centennial Park in South Londonderry. It is a very successful location. Can we model or look at that for inspiration in our community? As we contemplate the identification and implementation of community spaces and trails, I believe it's appropriate to strategically locate signs to encourage exploration. In addition, however, I believe it's important to strategically think about planning, site planning, specifically parking areas, rules of conduct, and look at what really works, what hasn't worked in the past, and what we can do to ensure that our town discourages inappropriate behaviors at these locations. By supporting community safety, security, health, and prosperity, we will ensure that our residents are supported mentally, socially, and physically. We will ensure that our community remains safe in a time of emergency or hardship, and will provide economic and social stability during our daily lives. To do this, we must ensure that we are leveraging community support across all age groups of our community, and ensure that we are addressing social isolation in our community as well. In addition, community tours of public access sites will ensure that our public spaces are being used appropriately and provide for community volunteers to provide information and educational experiences at these sites. Emergency preparedness. Studies of recent weather-related incidents have indicated that communities should be self-sufficient for no less than 72 hours. To do this, I propose that we increase our intercommunication, develop a community resilience plan, improve egress during extreme weather or emergency incidents, and ensure that our community has greater access to heat in the winter and cool in the summertime. We might be able to develop, for instance, hot or cold fun days for the community to establish systems to ensure that people are appropriately warm during the winter weather or cool during the summer. Irene has taught us that communities can become very isolated during emergencies. To prepare, I believe that we should make considerations for small family-sized disruptions and community-sized disruptions. We should look at and improve our emergency medical preparations. We can promote and provide for fire safety training to our community. This would be a natural way to recruit for the fire department, for instance. And we should look at and prepare for emergency shelters, food, and water solutions for large and small events. As our nation faces economic challenges, high inflation, and a depressed economy, I believe it's important for us to examine the economic insecurity and a reduction of our footprint. Encouraging swapping and gifting among residents would be beneficial for our community as a whole. The Meeting House Hub could produce clothing and repairs for people to enjoy. It could also encourage, teach, and distribute from community gardens and the Hub Kitchen. Identifying community projects to assist our community as a whole would be also greatly beneficial. Transportation. With rising fuel costs, lack of transportation, and our state's desire to reduce our impact upon our environment, I believe it's our town's responsibility to consider establishing a community transportation network. Would this be a regular service or a sign-up service? Are these a volunteer-led service or using an existing tool such as the school bus? If we encourage environmental stewardship, we can enhance and maintain the local environment, reduce financial burdens, we can leave a legacy for future generations, and we can restore community pride. What can we do as a town to support environmental stewardship? We can leverage a small hydro plant at Burby Pond or another location. This could be used to power a charging station for a bus, for instance, or provide emergency power or power for town buildings, or a communication hub. We could provide a small panel and electrical backup system for households, and with the right wiring, reduce monthly bills. Also, we could ensure that we leverage appropriate heating and ventilation of public buildings and provide small systems on public buildings or other desirable sites to counter our energy requirements and reduce our environmental impact. The Windham Operator's Manual binds the initiative together. This should be a very user-friendly information source, tangible, easy to use, that inspires all to participate in town. It should be full of information regarding the functions of the town government and how to access them, how to participate in them, what town has to offer, services and resources within the area and within the town, local business directories, increased access to emergency information for crisis resolution, and other information that is hard to find or is simply unknown. This should be a tourism piece designed for the community, the second homeowner, the new homeowner, not necessarily the traveler or visitor. It should be for the people of our town. This manual should ensure that everybody knows what the morals and the values of the town are and communicates them in a tangible and friendly way. Here's an example of the sample index that I've provided. Effectively, it should ensure that you know how to manage your residents within the town, how to access your needs and rights, and also enjoy your community. You may ask yourself, how do we fund this investment? Well, we can leverage some ARPA money. Not all of it would be appropriate for us to use. We can also fundraise, apply for grants, and establish partnerships. The proposed budget is simply designed to seed the pot. Low budget solutions should be the priority versus off-the-shelf solutions, and each exploratory group should seek self-funding models. We clearly cannot do this alone. The good news is there are a lot of resources available for us. Here's a list of potential partnerships that I was able to find. My proposed seed budget is $100,000. It should be noted that each group is not really truly limited by the proposed amount. In fact, there should be a fair amount of intergroup purchasing and investment to ensure that they get the best bang for their buck. How does this investment stream look? The initial investment, consisting of ARPA, grants, fundraising, and partnership, is seeded into the budget for year 1. Future funding is provided by self-funding models. This in turn produces added value to the community, stimulating our community and local prosperity. I propose an optimistic and aggressive timeline beginning in February and by midsummer producing forward progress on projects for the community to enjoy. If we work together, we can achieve great things as a community. We can enjoy our town more, and we can ensure the future success of our community.
Thank you for listening. I look forward to seeing you out there.